Hello fellow backyard mechanics. I'm doing this video about changing my transmission fluid in my 2015 Chevy Spark. Some people will say I don't know what I'm talking about, and I probably don't, and probably neither do you, which is why you're on YouTube watching chumps like me ramble on and on. But anyways, I watched a YouTube video. It was a great video. The guy did an awesome job, and it was about changing the transmission fluid on the 15 Spark. Other Sparks have different setups. You'll have to make sure what yours has. But on mine, there are two filters, or a filter and a strainer, depending on how you want to look at it. The first filter or strainer, whatever you want to call it, is kind of a flat thing with a tube on it that bolts up into the transmission, and you get at it once you take the pan off, drain the fluid off, then you unbolt it, and you can replace that if you want to. The second filter is kind of a paper filter, and it goes inside of this housing, which is located on the side of the transmission, up underneath a bunch of crap, and you got to take this plastic shroud out of the way, and it's really just a huge pain in the butt to get at. It's got this wing on one end, and that goes in and kind of locks into place, and then you bolt it in with this 10mm bolt, and I had to pry at it with a screwdriver to get it out, and it was hard to get back in. And then once I did finally get it off, this rubber O-ring that goes on here was broken. It's a $25 part that I could only get at the Chevy dealership, which is an hour away from where I live. So it started leaking. I tried some Form-A-Gasket on there, bolted it back in, didn't work, leaked. They can't get the part in for a couple days, so the car's now out of commission for 2 days while I wait for the part. I was going to head out to the coast on Monday. I wanted fresh transmission fluid. On and on. It didn't work out. So my advice would be to not bother changing this. Again, people will argue with me. Mechanics who know more will say I'm wrong, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I wouldn't do it. I would just, if the filter is hard to get at, it was $40. And so all in, just for the parts to start off with, was $110 for two filters, or a filter and a strainer, a gasket, and then an additional $50 to $60 for the transmission fluid itself, and now $25 for this. So a couple $100 plus hours of travel for me, days of not having the vehicle, etc. Now, from some other research I've done, the first filter that I was talking about that goes directly into the transmission, that may not even have to be replaced. It's got a series of screens in it. If it's plugged, you got big chunks of metal coming out of your transmission, and you got bigger issues, man. So if I had to do it all over again, I would just drop the pan, empty the fluid, bolt it back, empty the fluid, take the pan off. There's two magnets on the bottom, little round magnets. Clean those of all shavings or whatever, clean the pan out, clean the mating surfaces, clean the gasket, bolt it back on, put your $50, $60 worth of new fluid in it, and be happy with it, because at the end of the day, it's a 10-year-old Chevy Spark. You're not rebuilding a custom Corvette. Keep it as a half-hour to a 1-hour little job that you can do in your backyard, and not a 2 to 3 day, $200+ nightmare fuel adventure that totally sucks. Just my opinion. Again, no disrespect to the guy who made the original video. He was a smart dude. Thank you.